Well, that was a very disappointing loss, to say the least. This game to me was a trap game all the way. This felt like it had the makings of a trap game. It was a trap game. This was not an easy victory for us, you guys. This is a division rival. Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings were 1-5, but I think that they were better than their record going in. They let some fluky games go by them, and which all those were by Kirk Cousins turning the ball over. Not necessarily because there's deficiencies on the offense. Minnesota had a pretty decent offense going into this game with Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook. So Minnesota is coached fine. Mike Zimmer is a really good coach, very good defensive coach with not much talent there. But that didn't really seem to matter today. Yeah, with less talent, they did what they needed to do today to win. Mike Zimmer's game plan was very good, and that was one of the big things to do was run the football. They hit us. They were coming for blood. Simple as that. They were coming for blood today. They had an extra week to prepare, and they did what they needed to do, and they busted us in the mouth, and they did it where they hit us where it really hurt, which was the running game. Because this run defense is absolute garbage. It's garbage. It's absolutely terrible. There is no way to mince words. This run defense is terrible, and Dalvin Cook really made that so. This guy, I can't take anything away from Dalvin. He's an absolutely amazing back. So it was a combination of both. Just a really awful run defense and a great running back. Those two are lethal combinations of disaster when you have a great running back versus a bad run defense. We were gashing the run game all game long, save for a few nice plays here and there, one of them by Adrian Amos, that gave the Packers a chance to be able to make a comeback and potentially win the game. That did not happen as the result of a nice play by Mike Zimmer's defense that forced a sack fumble that won the game for them. So a huge congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings and their fans for coming into this game and just flat out busting us right in the mouth and making us bleed today. It was just a really good game for them, and very sloppy and just bad performance for us today. The offensive side was very up and down. It had a very good start with Jamal Williams and A.J. Dillon getting carries and running it through the teeth of the defense to start, and then Aaron was quite efficient. He was completing pass after pass, and then things happened where there was just a little bit of a few sloppy plays here and there where there was a couple of drops. And then, Aaron did miss a wide open Jay Sternberger. After that, Aaron's passes were not quite as good. They just weren't on the dime. Maybe the wind had some effect to it. I don't know. But once we stopped running the football, that was where things took a turn for the worse, and we honestly had to pass the ball more than we wanted to because we were playing down. And then, simple as that, the offense was at times it looked very good, but then when we were down, that's when the offense had its moments of where it was stagnant. A lot of it had to do with being able to consistently sustain drives. We couldn't do it. Mike Zimmer's defense stopped it. And even though they were shorthanded at corner, they did a very good job, especially Jeff Gladney, who was responsible for covering Davante Adams, our number one target. Outside of Davante, we had nobody that was consistently reliable in this game. Not Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who I was extremely disappointed in. This was a chance for him to be able to make his mark and prove that he's not just an inconsistent deep threat. I was wrong, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling is who he is. He is an inconsistent deep threat. He's explosive. He's fast. But that's just what he is. He is going to be an inconsistent deep threat for us, probably going forward for the rest of the season. And we need another reliable weapon for our quarterback until Allen returns. And we could even use that weapon when Allen returns, because we could use a third option. It hurt not having Aaron Jones in the passing game as well. Not just in the run game, but in the passing game. Even though Jamal Williams had a decent game for us, he was able to do what he was able to do on the ground. Unfortunately, when we fell behind to start the second half, after Minnesota went down and Dalvin Cook scored his third touchdown on us, that was the turning point right there, was playing from down to touchdown, where we weren't able to match a touchdown from that. We went 3 and out, I believe, Minnesota making plays, and that was really kind of how it was in the second half. It was an inconsistent performance from the offense, and the receivers outside of Devontae Adams, the performance was just not there. And Minnesota, I don't know, they just had their way with us when it came to running the football. Simple as that. And I just don't really know what to take from this. If the run defense is due to talent deficiencies, I really think it is. Outside of Kenny Clark on the defensive line, we just don't really have anybody that scares you. Tyler Lancaster, Dean Lowry, Kingsley Keke, they are just not guys that scare you. We just don't have a veteran defensive end to pair with Kenny Clark. Like, we don't have what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have. They have Ndamukong Suh. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a good run defense, they have Cameron Hayward. We just don't have that type of guy. We need somebody else, a veteran defensive presence, probably to be able to help that run defense. And we just don't have that guy. Simple as that. And maybe there's a possibility of making a trade for somebody. I don't know. And the question is that even going to be enough? The inside linebacker position has players that have some potential. Chris Barnes, he's a young rookie that has potential. Kamal Martin, he's also a young rookie that has potential as well. So is it the linebacker position? Maybe a little bit because of inexperience, but I think it all comes up into the defensive front. It all starts in the trenches, and I just don't think we have the guys in the trenches to do it. And then I like to go to the outside linebackers. The Smith brothers, Preston and Za'Darius, I don't think that they're the best run stoppers, in my honest opinion. I think that they were here to rush the passer, and they have been, well, Preston has continued to be non-existent in the pressure department. Za'Darius is inconsistent in the pressure department, but he has been collecting sacks. Unfortunately, the pressure has not been here today, which is why things just did not work out the way they did whenever Kirk was able to throw the football when he needed to throw it, as opposed to Dalvin when he was basically carrying the entire Minnesota Vikings offense to victory today. Simple enough as that is, I really, really believe that it's not just the coaching is the problem, it's the talent deficiency in the run game. A lot of people want to take the finger and point it at just Mike Pettin. He's only part of the problem, you guys. I really believe that he's only just part of the problem. If Matt LaFleur feels that it's time for Mike Pettin to go, I'm all for it. And if we completely get gashed in the run game again, I think it may be time to say goodbye to Mike Pettin, and maybe we can go forward with Jerry Gray as the defensive coordinator, who is currently our cornerbacks coach, and he can probably steer the ship the rest of the way to how far we go in the season. And speaking of the rest of the season goes, don't panic. We are 5-2. We are still in the lead for the division. And right now, the Chicago Bears are playing the New Orleans Saints, and it's looking pretty promising as the Saints are winning right now in Chicago. So if the Saints can do us a solid, that would be great. And we can be 5-2, still leading the division. And I do believe in this team, and this team can win the division and go into the playoffs and do some damage. However, back to the big problem, the run defense. If the run defense is going to be a really big, huge problem, even with another defensive coordinator, I'm afraid that we are probably going to get bounced out of the playoffs again and not reach a Super Bowl. And I know that it sounds very hard to say that, and I hate to say that, but looking at it from a relatively realistic standpoint, I don't know if this defense is going to be able to hold up enough to be able to get us to a Super Bowl and win. So I know it's very disappointing it's very disappointing for me to have to say that, but I don't know. I just think that it's kind of a reality right now. And this is not just overreaction. The run defense has been a problem last season, and it came back to get us at the end when the 49ers obviously did what they did with Raheem Mostert, which leads me to the 49er game that is coming up on Thursday night. We have to face them, and I have low expectations going into that game. Maybe this game will light a fire under the team, and maybe they'll come out and they will be able to do something against the 49ers, maybe at least be competitive. I will catch you guys later for another video. If you have watched this video throughout the entirety of the video, you're awesome. Listening to me go on about this, it really means a lot. And if before you leave, give this video a thumbs up if you have not, and if you are new to the channel and if you have not subscribed, I would like to give you the welcome to subscribe to the channel for more Packer videos and post-game videos. So with that, I will catch you guys later for another video.